You guys, welcome to episode number 20 of the Derby Chrome Road Live, and to start off this episode, we are currently 7th in the table. You may notice that I am not in the bottom corner. Reason is for this, I've decided to, basically because I've not been able to upload over the last week, just record every single game from now until the end of the season. We've got all these games in this episode, plus the West Brom game next month, so it's going to be a really long episode. It's not as long as some of the episodes because basically I've managed to edit it down because I'm doing a post-commentary. So in that way it's quite an effective episode to kind of wrap up the season. Obviously we're at a bit of a point where the games aren't really that important and it's more about what happens at the end of the season. So into the first game against Brentford then, obviously a very tough opposition to kick it off with their 4-3-3. Bentley in goal, Dalsgaard, Konza, Jeanvier and Barbet in the defence. Then Ryan Woods, who should technically be at Stoke, but obviously the loan system to permanent doesn't quite work on FIFA. Ollie Watkins, Morpie and Benarama on the right-hand side. A very good team indeed, and I might be tempted to look at a couple of Brentford players in the next transfer window because they're just really good players. So yeah, we head into the game. It's really weird having to post-commentate because I haven't done it in such a long time, but first 10 minutes of the game here, Joseph Soon against his former club finds the ball into the back post, and Jack Marritt's there to head it in quite nicely. Obviously, Joseph Soon, we did buy him from Brentford, and he's not quite done that well at Derby in real life, but obviously we've got a number of players in the squad at the minute, so he's not really had the great opportunity in the run of games to show what he's all about. But that was a really, really good cross. I thought I'd just show you the replay, and just as good as a header from Marriott. And then we go into the game here 5 minutes later. Marriott with the ball finds it back to Bryson, then out wide to Joseph Soon again, who just goes past the man with ease with his pace, and the defender puts it across the box, and Jack Marriott there in the right place at the right time again makes it 2-0. And I'm really glad that we actually played him. Like we gave him a start and he scored a goal. And in the past, Derby have not done that. They've not started their strikers that we spent crazy amount of money on. You could debate that we've done it with Waghorn, but obviously he's doing a job on the right-hand side. Into the second half, then we do bring a Winnell off the bench, who does score a near-post header there. Very good jumping ability, and there's actually quite a few in this episode where he literally out-jumps so many players with his like 91 jumping. So that's something I'm definitely going to look to basically take exploit in the future, because we'll be able to win a lot more headers than the opposition. So last 15 minutes here, we do concede a goal. It was a pretty decent header, to be fair, from Ollie Watkins, one of the players that are probably on my shortlist to potentially sign. It depends on what his potential is really, because we're at a point where we go into the Premier League, we're going to be bringing in Pato, Munayin and a few other like 80 rated players, and Ollie Watkins might not be quite good enough, so we'll have to look at that. Obviously we are ending off the season after this episode. We've only got 3 more games if we do manage to finish in the playoffs, of course, so make sure you do leave your comments down below on who we should sign. Into the next game straight away then against Blackburn Rovers. Again, a pretty tough opposition, very good attacking team, and I don't really pay attention to where they are in the league because every single championship game is very difficult. We did have to make a few changes for this one, bringing in Holmes, Thorne and I think a couple of others in the defence. But looking at their team, David Ryan goal, Mulgrew, John Suter, Davenport, Smallwood, Harrison Reed, Bradley Dack, Elliot Bennett and Adam Armstrong and Samuel up top. A very, very good attacking team. I think they've got Casey Palmer on the bench as well. But again, very early on we get the ball into the box with Holmes. Good save from Raya from Mount, but Chris Martin is there to find the back of the net to make it a 1-0. And I'm really glad that we did bring him back. Like, I think he's a very rare entity that we kind of needed to bring to the club, so really glad we did that. Obviously gets his goal there, and I think that's about his 5th goal this season. It was a good ball into the box, obviously headed out. Maybe Mount could have took like shot across the keeper instead of trying to go back to the far post, but nevertheless we did get the goal with Martin, and that was his 5th this season. Moving into the second half then, Blackburn with the ball out wide here in the 70th minute, gets it into the box. Wisdom kind of flicks on the header, and then Thorne at the back post can't quite clear it, and I think it is Adam Armstrong with the goal to make it 1-0 in the last 20 minutes. Obviously Armstrong did quite well at Notts County. He's been in and around the lower divisions and not quite cut the cheese in the Championship, but he has got 8 goals currently in this career mode. Then we go into the 87th minute, last 3 minutes of the game, and it is of course Danny Graham with the goal. The former Derby County man does make it 2-1 to technically get him the win. Maybe there's time for us to get back into it, but I think with 2 minutes left it's going to be very difficult indeed. But we do get one last throw of the dice Ball here out wide to Sammy Winnell, who does first time strike it with his left foot into the back of the net. 40 seconds over added time, which was quite interesting because usually they do blow it on bang on 92 minutes, but this year it seems to run quite a bit over the actual added time. But really nice strike, and that did manage to rescue the point for us, so really glad with that. It did go straight through his foot, but that's FIFA 19 for you. There's many things that do need working on, and yeah, I'm glad we at least got the point again away from home at Ewood Park. Very tough Blackburn team. We did get the point, so yeah, I'll take that in the end. I think as long as we stay in the playoffs, I'm not too bothered on who we actually play, because all the teams that are in and around us are very tough, and I don't think it's... I think we have to beat them. Like, if we can't beat them, we're not going to do well in the Premier League. As you can see at the minute, it's Ipswich, Hull and Leeds. Potentially Swansea and Aston Villa could join the playoffs if results go their way, but I think Ipswich kind of confirmed they've got a bit of a cushion. We are currently 1 point inside of the playoffs, so we do kind of need to put some decent performances together. Next opponents, Bolton, Birmingham and QPR, all of those in the bottom 19 of the league. QPR rock bottom, and Birmingham also in the relegation zone. So yeah, we're going to go into the next one against Bolton. Hopefully we can get the 3 points, and that just gives us a nice cushion to make sure we do get the playoffs. So we head into the game. We do have to make a few changes due to fitness, but we have got players such as Josephson, Winnell back into the team. I thought I'd give him the start. Like, he's done quite well in the last couple of games, coming off the bench and getting us some goals. But yeah, they've got a decent team. Sammy Amiobi, Will Short, Ostermare, Luke Murphy, and Beavers and Wheater in the defence as well. It's one where they're just trying to avoid relegation. That's generally what Bolton's objectives are for the season. That's what they tend to do. So we do go into the game here. First 4 minutes very early on. Tamori with the ball inside to Ledley, then into Bryson, finds it across to Mason Mount. Eventually does a really nice ball into the box. It was just like an inside pass to Sam Winnell, who does basically thank us for putting into the first team. Obviously he's got us the goal there in the first 5 minutes to make it 1-0. Good start against Bolton. I think when I'm doing this, when I'm not having to live commentate, I can actually concentrate and actually get better results. I know we've drawn a couple of games, but maybe we would have lost those if I was live commentating. But this goal here from Winnell to make it 2-0 was absolutely wonderful. If you look at the spin as he does it, not very realistic, but really nice technique, and is doable if you do it right. But yeah, as you can see, Bryson with the ball over to Josephson, then inside to Winnell. First time shot, didn't even take a touch, and makes it 2-0. Very good start to the game. And it's just that spin, I felt that was really decent. And 10th goal this season. Like, for £1 million, I'm not going to complain. We've got more than enough from him. Now potentially could get his hat-trick. We get it into Josephson, back to him again, inside of the crossbar and into the back of the net to get his hat-trick. Really nice. I think it's our second hat-trick. I think we got Mason Mount in a couple of episodes ago. Scored a hat-trick against, I want to say Millwall, but it might have been someone else. But yeah, second hat-trick in this career mode. He does get the match ball, of course, and that does get us the 3 points, and that is what we're mainly looking for at this stage of the season. Looking at the table then, we are currently 4th. We've got a 4-point gap as well on Swansea. It's good to see that we've actually got a bit of a cushion, because maybe some of the games, especially the West Brom game, who are currently on 94 points, top of the league, they're going to be especially difficult. And yeah, we kind of do need to pick up some points in our next 2 games against Bristol, Birmingham and QPR. So as you can see here, we've got Birmingham, QPR, then Bristol, then that West Brom game, which might be quite difficult. But then since they've already won the league, they might just take the foot off the pedal and give us the opportunity to get some points. So next game against Birmingham, I think away from home, they're in the relegation zone. They're going to be scrapping for everything. A poor pass there from Hendrick does give it straight to Birmingham, who go through on goal with Brock Madsen. Makes it 1-0 in the first 25 minutes, and that's something you definitely don't want to do against a team towards the bottom. Just give them that little bit of hope and give them the chance to basically get some points from the game. But we do get back into the game here in the 32nd minute, only 10 minutes later, sorry. Bryson with the ball out wide to Mason Mount, who does a really nice chip ball into the middle. And that man, Marriott, is there to make it 1-1. And I think that's his 13th, maybe 14th goal this season. And it's crazy how he didn't really play the first half of the season, just kind of like how he has in real life. He missed like the first 10 games, and he's already got many goals in a short amount of time. Bryson, really nice ball, but I think the ball from Mount into Marriott was what kind of got the goal for us, and that is unfortunately how the game does end. We do get a 1-1 draw against Birmingham. Could have done with the 3, definitely, because like QPR and other teams are going to be a little bit tougher to beat. And yeah, we do get a player back from injury. That's good to see, of course. I think Tom Lawrence should be back within the next couple of weeks. I'm not too sure if he will be back for the West Brom game, but with that point, we're still 4 points clear, so I'm kind of happy with where we are. I'm not too fussed of where we do finish in the top 6. It's just as long as we do finish there. So next game against QPR, who are actually already relegated, so they kind of have no pressure. They've got nothing to play for. They can just play without any worries or no actual need to win. So looking at their team, they've gone for the 4-4-2. Lumley in goal, Furlong, Baptiste and Joel Lynch Bidwell. Cousins and Osei Samuel on the left. I'm not too sure who he is. Luongo and Freeman, then Matt Smith and Naki Wells up front. It's actually quite a decent QPR team. Like if you look at it in real life, they've got Tom Ahmed, Matt Smith and Naki Wells, 3 very good Championship strikers. As you can see here, ball goes into the box. I thought my player actually crossed that, but I do look back at the replay. But again, given these lower teams in the bottom half of the table, the first goal just kills it, because they get that hope and they get the chance to potentially get something from the game. As you can see here, it does look like Max Lowe does cross it in, but he does. It is the QPR man with the cross. But 23 minutes on the clock, they do get another ball. Just poor defending, really. I just couldn't do anything. I didn't want to give away a penalty, but Naki Wells is there to make it 2-0 in the 23rd. 24th minute, we get a corner, and then we do put it into that near post. Sammy Winnall there. I just thought I'd abuse that mechanic, which is in the game. You kind of have to do it. Like if that's the way I can score, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to think, oh, shall I not do this because it's really OP. I'm going to do it because it works. So that's his 12th goal this season. Really good for him. Of course, he did get that hat-trick against Bolton in the last game. But yeah, like that goal just shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be in the game. That wasn't in FIFA 18, but we've taken a step back with goalkeepers, and that's the reason that goal went in there. And unfortunately, that is how the game does end. QPR do beat us 3-1, and I think that is their 27th point this season. Like, we've got, what, 72? And they're only on 27. So, yeah, we're on 70. They're on, like, 27 at the bottom of the table. So it kind of shows how we really did drop the ball in that last game, and we do need to get something from this Bristol City game, as West Brom might be quite difficult on the last day of the season. So it's really tight, only 1 point in it. Hopefully we can get a good start against Bristol City away from home at their stadium. Of course, obviously we're playing against Andy Weimann, who's done really well since his move to Bristol. But again, like, they actually play him up front. Like, he's not playing out wide like we did. But nevertheless, looking at their team, they actually play him on the right-hand side, but in real life they do play him up front. Frankie Fielding as well in goal, former Derby County man. Pring, Baker, Webster and Pisciano in the defence. Smith, Brownhill and Patterson finishing off the midfield, and Dedu and Musa Issa up front. A very good League 2 striker last season. Bryson here with the long shot. I thought I'd just give it a crack, keep us off the line. Marriott gets it back into the middle, and it's Sam Winnall with the header. He's scored about, what, 4 or 5 headers in this episode. I don't know if someone wants to go back and check, but literally winning anything in the air. And yeah, just something I need to consider next season. Whether we do keep him or not, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we've got Pato coming in, and maybe we'll have to bring in another striker. But as you can see here, the referee, if you want to watch it back, does kind of prevent Bristol City clearing their lines. And then a lovely strike from Dwayne Holmes, who has actually had a decent performance against Birmingham last weekend, and I'm really glad to see him in the team, because like I feel so many of the players that we do sign in the past just don't get the opportunity to play. But this season, I think Frank's doing well. He's giving everyone a go and giving them a chance to shine. We do unfortunately concede a goal there in the 47th minute. We're doing so well, but last kick of the second half, we do drop the ball, and they do make it 2-1. Then I didn't know what happened here, and I had to watch the replay to know what happened, because if you watch it there, you don't know. Clearly it's a penalty because of this situation now, but I'm not controlling the keeper. I've cleared it with Bryson, and the game has given away a penalty, and it is Andy Weimann against his former club. Does go straight down the middle, makes it 2-2, gets them back into the game, and it just, He just killed me, because things like that just shouldn't be happening. Again, goalkeeper mechanics cocking us up and losing points for us. But yeah, hopefully a point's enough. Hopefully that keeps us in the playoffs, because we have only one game left against top of the league, West Brom. We do go into a bit of training there, as you can see. Tamori Bennett and Bayliss also in the training sessions now, all growing by 1 rating. If you look on the right quickly, a win gets Derby County a safe passage to the West Brom playoffs. We're not in the playoffs yet. We've still got 1 game left of the season, so that seems to be a bit of a glitch on the right-hand side. But nevertheless, into the final game, hopefully we have enough to get the points we need to stay in those top 6 positions and get into the playoffs. Looking at the West Brom team then, they are playing a 5-3-2, a very decent team with a lot of very good Premier League quality players, and that is probably the reason why they are doing so well this season with over 100 points. Into the 63rd minute there, Dwight Gale at the near post with a volley does make it 1-0. We did well to hold off from that point, to be honest. I think they were very good attacking with the 5 at the back. I don't know if this 4-2-2 is really working for us. It's a very hit and miss formation, and unfortunately we do lose the game. So are we in the playoffs? That's the question. Yes, we are, by the skin of our teeth. I don't know how we pulled it off. I'll quickly get up the table now. I genuinely don't know how. Literally on goal difference, the reason, because we've scored so many goals defensively, we're not too good. I'd actually be interested to see the actual difference between us and Villa. Not very much in it indeed. So we got very, very lucky. And it is going to be Ipswich in the semi-finals, who did get 81 points, only 7 losses throughout the entire season. But I think we did actually beat them very early on in the season, so hopefully we do have enough to beat them. Then potentially, if we do beat Ipswich, it will be Hull City or Leeds in the final. We will be live commentating that next episode. I just thought I'd do this one to get rid of all those games. We did play 7 games in this episode, so it's been quite a productive one in terms of we've done literally every single league game left in the season. I know it's not quite as interactive and not quite as fun, but I think just because of the lack of uploads and stuff like that, I just thought I'd get this video out and make sure we get the series back on track. Obviously, leave some comments down below, because we've got 1 more episode, then we'll be in the next season. So I do need to know what you guys think we should sign. I really don't know. I really don't know what we need to buy, but let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe we can make... What do you guys think? Do we make Mason Mount a permanent signing, or do we let him go back to Chelsea? Yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. It's been a reasonably long one, 17.5 minutes on the clock. So yeah, make sure you do leave a like, rating if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.